Hello, in this video I want to give a short introduction to a software solution, an online platform developed by East of Moon called Missions.dev. Missions.dev, like the name indicates, is all about missions-oriented innovation. Missions-oriented innovation is a bit different from the typical Silicon Valley style startup thinking. Instead of creating products and seeking a market and trying to create a return for investors, the principal objective of mission-oriented innovation is to find solutions to societal challenges. Often this requires many different parties, people, institutions, companies, public bodies, and so forth to come together to experiment. And this is exactly what Missions.dev is intended to be a framework for. So, our platforms that we use every day, they have certain structures that lead us into a certain way of communicating and a certain way of working together. What we are trying to do with Missions.dev is to try to encourage people to share the experiments that they're doing, the little and big innovation projects, inventions, social experiments, projects, and so forth that are leading to a common goal. Usually this is of solving a certain challenge, which can be framed as a mission. I want to take a few examples. Starting with this platform, which was created by the Reykjavik Municipality Library. The library wanted to work with members of the community to figure out solutions to a pressing challenge in Iceland today, which is that of language. There has been a lot of newcomers in Iceland in the recent years. Not all of them have become fluent in Icelandic. At the same time, there are many Icelanders who are not comfortable with using English in their everyday life. So it's a challenge with a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different kind of points of view, and affects very different situations in everyday life. So what we did with the library is, in this case, there was a meeting in the library, physical meeting, where a diverse set of people, residents of Reykjavik, came together. Some of them were foreigners, others born and raised in Iceland. Some spoke fluent Icelandic, some not at all. And they came together to kind of empathize and share different stories, see the problem from different perspectives, and try to come up with ideas and solutions to those challenges. Now, they worked in a paper format in this case, but afterwards the papers were transferred over to the digital space of the platform. And you can see some of the results now in the platform in question. And the benefit of this is that even after the meeting had taken place, and even for those who weren't able to come to the meeting or maybe heard about it later or were curious, they could then come into the platform to engage, post questions, give reactions, and in general continue the conversation and hopefully lead to actionable projects and solutions. This is intending to solve something that often happens, is that there are design sprints, there are hackathons, there are different types of events. They happen in a time and a space, but the little post-it notes or the posters that people use Sharpies to write on, they don't often get documented and transferred into a space that is possible to interact with. So what we often find ourselves doing with Missions.dev is working with the dimension of a physical locality, but also transferring that into a digital space. So giving you some more examples, the Innovation Garden is a community online for people who are interested in a sustainable future, and more specifically entrepreneurs and innovators across Iceland who work with food, energy and water. And within that space, people have come up with ideas, projects, challenges and so forth. I should mention that our primary sort of categories for the submissions are these: challenges, ideas and projects. Okay, so as an example, here we see that a challenge has been posted, which is the energy transition of small boats. So all modes of transportation, all modes of industry need to be transitioning to a green energy away from fossil fuels, and among them are the small boats in Iceland. So here we see somebody came up with an idea on how to encourage this transition. In this case, it's a project to gather people in a local community, fishermen, or those who are interested in boats, and kind of work together in a playful way to create an electric boat. So what the platform does, it allows you to indicate if you want to follow an idea or even help. It also gives you a structure to give feedback to the idea that is not something that feels like too personal. So we use a system called the 6 thinking hats, which we've incorporated into our commenting system, where people kind of intentionally give feedback depending on different modalities. So they can give critical feedback, where they are acknowledging that they are kind of the bad guy or the pessimistic person. They can share feelings, where they might not have any facts or solid arguments behind what they're saying, but they kind of just want to share their gut reaction, or they can come up with new ideas and so forth. What this does to the online communication is that it goes away from the sort of argumentative feelings of your idea being attacked, and it structures how we communicate and makes us more conscious about it, and has helped a lot of communities kind of work together on their challenges. Now, the platform is being used in a wide variety of situations. From across Iceland, it's used by small villages in different parts of Europe, which all are facing similar challenges. It's used by entrepreneurs in the Westfjords, and it allows communities to see each other and see what each other is doing. So an example of this is on the screen right now. We have this hexagonal beehive type visualization, which is a way to kind of understand that the projects, the ideas, the challenges that you're facing, they are part of a bigger whole. And it allows people who are working in the same direction to sort of create a context to what they're doing and relate to other projects and experiments. This is because most important challenges, they are not solved by one masterstroke or some sort of a genius from above. They can only be solved by trying out different things, by people with different experiences, different skills, different perspectives, and so forth. And they can only be solved if communities are allowed to come together and learn from each other, see what each other is doing, and scale up what works. This is not something that you can do with a platform alone, of course. It's not something that the software solution solves. It requires certain leadership. It requires calling people together, motivating people, creating the right atmosphere. But we hope that Missions.dev can serve as a tool that helps you structure this process, and has already shown a lot of interesting results, and we're really looking forward to developing this further.